Good morning, traders. Joseph here from Eightcap. Welcome to this week's Economic Outlook. We're just going to run over the high impact news that's coming out this week. Things to keep your eye on and keep a marker on in your calendar. So we're starting today. We are going to list two medium impact. So they're not listed, but it's the 1 and 5 year loan prime rate coming out of China. So Chinese data is a little bit sensitive at the moment. So I thought we'd just keep you advised about that one. It's coming out 12:20 p.m. today, Australian Eastern Daylight Time. So getting into the key news, we're going to start with Tuesday. We have the Bank of Japan policy statement, interest rate decision, and the press conference coming out, and they're looking, obviously rates on hold at 0.1%. The meat of this one is obviously in the bond buying program, and then if there's going to be any tweaks to that, and that has really caused the previous volatility and some of the really great moves that we've seen up and down in the yen, and that is the one that traders will be watching just to see if there's any adjustments there. So moving on to Wednesday, we have CPI coming out of New Zealand, and we also have all of the data coming out from the EU, from France, Germany, the UK and the US, and that's the Flash PMI services and manufacturing PMI data, and that's just important. So traders will be seeing how things are traveling in those sectors, in those economies. So I think the key ones are usually Germany and France, and then we also there's a lot of interest in the UK and obviously in the US. So also in there we have the Bank of Canada interest rate decision, and that's coming out. So looking for a hold at 5.00%, and the policy statement is what traders will be really concentrating on to see if there's any updates in how the Bank of Canada are seeing things currently. So also just skipping over some of these here. Moving on to Thursday. Moving on to Friday, we have the EU rates decision coming out as well, and that's from the ECB, and they're looking for rates to remain on hold at 4.50%, and also looking for the any surprises or hints coming out from the policy statement in terms of how they're seeing the current inflation situation in the EU, and if we will see any adjustments in the future. Now, probably one of the other keys coming out this week is the advanced GDP. That's the US advanced GDP, and we all know what happened last time with 4.9% came in. That sort of shocked the market. We saw some pretty big moves. They're looking for a much more lower figure this round at 2%. So if we do see any surprises there, now that could have a bit of impact on the dollar and stock futures. Last time it had a very decent impact on stock futures and the dollar, and if it does come in higher, much higher than expected, that could put some momentum into buy dollar buys. But if it doesn't, it could also just keep things a little bit plateaued at the present. That will feed into how traders are looking at the current interest rate situation. So we'll be checking that one out on Friday, and that's at 12:30 a.m. on Friday morning. And that's as stated, they're looking for 2% to come in. Now, just to end the week, we have obviously the ECB press conference coming in after the rates decision. Then into Saturday, just to end the week, we have a little bit of inflation data coming out. So the core PCE price index, they're looking for 0.2%, slight increase after 0.1%. So the keys will be Tuesday's Bank of Japan, and then Friday the advanced GDP coming out of the US. But obviously everything in between could be interesting if we see any surprises in the statements, or if there's any hits, misses or big misses, ticks higher in the data that we get. So that's it for having a look at some of the things coming out this week. Definitely check out the Bank of Japan and the advanced GDP, and and just keep an eye on how the dollar is going. So regardless of how some of those interest rate decisions come in, depending on how the dollar is tracking, that could have a big impact on the risk majors to the dollar. And so we wish you all a fantastic week and very good trading, and thank you very much for your time today, and all the best, and thanks. Bye for now.